Nishant. I request all the panelists to come on the stage before that, so the stage is getting ready. So I request Sri M.N. Vidya Shankar to join us the panel. Komodo Jena. Mr. B.K. Das, Director Industries, Government of Odisha. Mr. M.V. Vikram Kumar, Manager Regional Sales, Cisco Systems. They are essentially from the industry, government and academician. So I want to invite someone from the industry. What is the perspective if the smart city is going to happen? What will the impact with the industry like IT companies, whether it is hardware or software? I want to invite association head Arun Kumar there. So we have a versatile people out here, and I want to invite another person who, suppose smart city is going to happen, a lot of service oriented jobs also going to happen. So what are the service, what are the benefits to the entire industry? So I'd like to invite Oiskant Mohanty, MD Tattva Systems. So we have a galaxy of panelists. So the topic of this event is how Bhubaneswar could be the smart city. If there will be a smart city, there will be a transformation evolve in Bhubaneswar. So what is the smart city? How it will be? What is the objective? So far there is no clear roadmap here, but I just want to try to give an introduction into it. We will have a more detail from the panelists. The entire IT industry is on the verge of transformation with technology like cloud, mobility, BYOD, virtualization and big data, bringing along all various challenges and opportunities for vendors and partners. Vendors means IT companies. The 4 pillars of framework to improve smart cities in India. With the anticipated growth of 50% manufacturing industries contribution to India's GDP, India is bound to emerge as the most preferred destination for labor-sensitive manufacturing hub. This panel session is aimed to help you understand the trends affecting your business, total cost of ownership, automation, virtual collaboration, mobile technology, additive manufacturing and many more. The Smart City program launched by Government of India as the vision of Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Bhai Modi aims to build 100 smart cities creating modern urban spaces that are connected by technology and use technology for providing ease and benefits of living to its inevitables. While creating technologically connected urban space is vital for India to realize its potential in the 21st century, it is also vital that the national smart cities are able to withstand challenges of the 21st century. First among these are the resilience to extreme climate challenges and stress caused by increasing number of people migrating. So smart city is all about connecting people, process, data and things to improve the livability of cities and communities, and technically the smart cities should be land self-filled. So we have to have every panelist will share the experience to start with. Sir, in the present, we will start with Vidya Shankar. In the present economic framework, smart cities like heading towards new world which will have new needs. What is your takes on it?
I think everyone is clear to what is the meaning of a smart city. Because when we are discussing a smart city, if you want to convert Bhubaneswar as one of the first smart cities in Odisha, I think we need to be very clear what do we mean by a smart city. Of course, a number of definitions, but I'll just give you one which is internationally accepted. It only says that at least 3 of the very important sectors should be ICT enabled. Suppose there are 20 sectors, at least 3 of these 20 sectors should be ICT enabled. To give you an example, all of us in India have seen ambulances crying for space with a patient almost dead approaching in the hospital. Okay? Now we don't give way. And they keep blaring their sirens, they keep blaring their horns. We don't give way. There's a very smart solution for this. Okay, what happens in other Western countries, what happens in North America or in Australia and New Zealand, there's something called intelligent transportation system. What happens is that every ambulance is equipped with a chip. 500 meters before the ambulance approaches a signal, it automatically becomes green. Not that this is the best solution available, but I'm just giving an example to understand and comprehend. When you come out of the hotel, you will find 101 problems. How do you ensure that your children are safe in the school? How do you ensure that your mother and sister is safe in the organization they are working for? All these are avenues for smart city solutions. Now think of it, there are a number of problems that we have. The only thing is, are we in a position to zero in on some of the top 5 problems and then say, these are the top 5 problems I need to solve. Whether it is milk, whether it is electricity to my house, whether it is installing a smart water meter, a smart energy meter in my house, which tells me that if I consume more power between 5 p.m. and 9 p.m., I have to pay a higher rate for energy because I am consuming more energy. I am putting more load on the grid system. So, if I know that the consumption of power in my house between 5 p.m. and 9 p.m. is going to be charged at a higher rate, I will ensure that I am more optimal, I am more judicious in use of power. Similarly, water. If I use 100 liters of water for brushing my teeth and 200 liters of water for having a bath, whereas I can do it very well with 40 liters of water, then I am taxed at a different rate. If I give you that information, you will automatically become a more judicious customer. So, as I said, Bhubaneswar is eminently placed to become a smart city, but can we identify 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as the problems which we need to tackle with to begin with and make it a smart city? So this is just an introduction on, I believe in a dialogue, I don't believe in a monologue. It shouldn't be that we keep talking and you keep listening. It should be a dialogue where you sort out your problems, you sort out the kinds of issues and apprehensions that you have in mind so that we make it very interactive. So this is just a 30,000 feet view of what a smart city can do. Just thought I'll share these thoughts with you so that we trigger imagination, we trigger thoughts for you to ask questions.
What is the take of Komodo Jema, you think? We'll have a question and answer set, please. We'll have questions separately. So what is the take of the Komodo Jema? What do you think?
Yeah, I can see here.
Yeah.
I think there are few issues which are fundamental to our living. Is can we have water, quality smart water, okay, so that we do not waste. We have the right kind of potable water which is drinkable. You open a tap and you can drink it also. In many hotels you must have seen abroad. There is no water bottle available like we got in the hotels here. The tap water is drinkable. Okay, that's a smart water. You have a smart sewage or sanitation system in the city. I mean, how to make the sanitation system smarter. Here comes the Internet of Things or the machine-to-machine connectivity, so that when there is an overflow somewhere, the sanitation is oozing out into the road. There is an alarm to somebody who says, okay guys, here it is, the road is becoming dirty. Can it talk to somebody and somebody can come and repair? So this is the smart sanitation system which can be there in the city. You got a smart transportation, what they talked about, the road system and transportation, it is integrated, and each element of the transportation system talks to the other element. Be it traffic police, be the police, be the traffic light, or you can, the radio stations are there which are now telling, okay, divert, there is somewhere there. Or you got the Google map which says the red zone. Okay, this is a red zone, don't go there. So this sort of communication which makes you smarter and decision making on the spot. Energy, smart energy, of course, is one of the essential elements, and surveillance also. Can you be secure in the particular city? Do you have adequate surveillance which is overlooking, making you secure, so that you can freely move from place to place. And of course, there is behind all this thing, there are, I think, three fundamental things. People.
Then we'll come to later to the point.
Okay.
Over to Mr. Das. In the shortened clips, so we have to keep a time limit very short of 1 minute. Mr. Das, what do you think that if the smart city will be there, what is the impact you are seeing that growth of MSME?
The smart city serves in two ways. One, that you have to have a smarter life. You know, as the panelists have said, there will be good infrastructure of communication, both spatial and ground communication, and 24 hours water supply, and what kind of life you can see. That on an average, you take a very good city to cover within 30 minutes. That means that infrastructure of network you can build up. 24 hours water supply, the sewage connection, automatic, as you have said. So there is a very, you can say that's both ways. MSME can grow with it, and MSME can contribute it, and also have a growth potential in it. The smart cities are there, but the investors have a lot of growth. You know, so these are world-class infrastructure. Even the small scale, suppose MSME sector. Even with a small investment, you can take many innovative things. And both the government and public has to take a lot of, like entrepreneurship has to be there, and the government has to take proactive steps in a very big way. Like I can tell you, whatever we were having some EM1, EM2 systems previously, taking about human, about the 10 days, 15 days. Now we are with the digitization, we are able to make this EM1, that is the first registration kind of things that are previously known as provisional registration and permanent registration of MSME sector. We are giving it in 24 hours, online kind of thing. That is at 48 hours we are giving EM2 with only just looking at it. If you are having some hoax, we can false kind of some kind of certificates we have given, we can physically inspect after within 90 days to make it all these things. So these are the smarter moves. This not only brings transparency, this means smarter life. MSMEs don't have to come, rush to the DICs and do think about these things. Now we are making this for MSMEs to grow. We are making this these incentives, everything online. You can know at your place where my application lies. You can know at different points. Suppose once somewhere it is lying more than 7 days, there is a stipulated time in our policy and everything. So you can know where it is lying. It is from, that is also one. Marketing. We are making an e-commerce kind of site where you can put all MSME products and what is not known till date. Even suppose you are in the MSME trade fair, you have seen recently have brought about so many people in the fair.
We will come to later on that because it is not part of the smart. Let's understand more from the technology point of view. What is opportunity for the smart city? So we will come to know from Vikram. Can you have enlighten us the opportunity for as a technology player, leading technology player? We are I think we are working for the smart city, the technology for many years. So what is your view on it?
Outside, what is that we are looking at in a smart city for a citizen? It is enhancing the quality of life of a citizen from what we are doing today to what it will be as an enhanced state, which you will have a safe and a secure way of life in your city. You have better access to the services of either the government or whoever is the service provider. You have better access when you go out into the market. Like today you go out, most of the times we end up around searching for a small parking slot when we go out to market, and then a good amount of time is wasted and a good amount of fuel gets wasted. How do you plan to get a parking slot availability that is there on real time into your any of these smart devices? How do you ensure that when I am on the road, there is a proper street light that is available at the same time, technology enabling us that we do not waste power, because energy is the biggest point of view. Even yesterday when you saw the discussions between Indo-US, focus is all on the energy. Worldwide, if you look, 40% of the energy produced is going into the lighting, and primarily most of it into the street lighting. how do you ensure that the lighting comes up when you are walking on the road and it just stops? When you just leave the place, or behind you it just starts getting dark. So how do you get a safe and a secure citizen? How do you get an enhancement of the quality of life that you are living is essential. Where you are trying to do is bringing everything in a smart way. Maybe it's a smart parking, smart lighting, smart waste management, or your smart energy, smart water, whatever we call it. How do you bring it all from silos into an integrated way and then start working towards? Can I take one more minute? So today what is happening is each and every department is really trying hard to do something for the citizen, not that the government or anybody is not doing anything. The police department is doing its best in its own way. The municipal corporation is doing it in its own way to give you, but they are all happening in a siloed way. Primarily when you look at smart cities, what we are trying to say is bringing all of this under one umbrella where everything gets integrated to you and the data gets shared. There is no way you do have today an RTA data getting shared in a real time with the police data and the police data in a real time getting shared with an ambulance data. Like sir was clearly articulating, even today in India, the mindset is, boss, I have crossed the ambulance and I was before it when it was even going with the light. And dare not you will do it a police vehicle when a police officer is traveling on it with the same side, because you know the fellow will catch you, but you will certainly do it on an ambulance. So primarily, how do you do an intelligent traffic management? And primarily, if you see in most of the places across the country, the red light is there for 2 minutes, you are waiting, there is no traffic on either side of the road and the huge pile up of a traffic from right to side. And what we do primarily do is, yes, the department comes and municipal corporation, you clip their fly over there. But actually if you intelligently control traffic, that the other sides are given 10 seconds, there is no traffic, and this is given 3-4 minutes, you can easily avoid some of the traffic junctions. How do you intelligently manage this? So integrating all this is nothing but what technology can provide is, there are primarily small sensors that are available that get integrated and then they start getting data, getting it shared across a platform, and you start seeing things happening in an intelligent way. What we have been calling Internet of Things, smart connected communities, smart connected cities. It's nothing but bringing all together and using it.
Good, Vikram, you have given a good insight into what exactly the smart city is going to be. Coming the way, what do you think, Arun, that is opportunities? Do you think there is opportunity for the IT vendors or the partner community?
Definitely, when you are talking about smart cities, everything you want in a smart way. When it is a smart way, there is a data, there is data it will be shared. So data it is shared only through the IT, through the internet, through the computer. So there will be definitely lot of opportunity for the IT player who can integrate these things, who can manage the data, who can share the data. So there is ample opportunity for this IT entrepreneur in the smart cities project. As well as when we are talking about smart cities, everything should be smart. Smart healthcare system, smart education, smart infrastructure. So when everything is smart, so all the data has to be shared, and like the traffic, everything has to be maintained very carefully. So I strongly advocate that Bhubaneswar should be the smart city. If all people will ask to the government, definitely it will be sooner it will happen.
That will come later, that how Bhubaneswar could be a smart city with a lot of policies has to be driven. So coming there, what do you think, Aiskant, as an opportunity for the services driven sector like what you drive?
See, before coming to any comment, two things coming to mind to having all this facility. First is that the city should be Wi-Fi enabled. To be smart, to have all the services real time, city should be Wi-Fi enabled and uninterrupted power supply. That smart grid concept, lot of things. And two things if you have, I think other things will get connected. Be it data, be it real time basis, be it any services, be it online. If you don't have access to the quality of internet services, any point, anywhere the city you stand, you don't get access to the data. You only access your internet connection. So my point, I advocate for two things. One is that for Wi-Fi enabled city. Second is that unlimited power supply. Yes, definitely that we are from IT industry. We have lot of things to do, lot of opportunity to be there for us. Developing applications, be it mobility, be it any other things, be it integration, lot of things will be there.
So it is what we understood that smart city is an urban model that minimizes the efforts. So around and the elevated quality of life which optimizes resource and area for the sustainability. What I mean in a summary, right? So coming to the second things, we'll more focus on the technology. To make smarter Bhubaneswar, the investment has to be in the X percentage points of GDP each year. I think Dr. Vidya Shankar is going to do it. How the smart city is going to be? Who will pay money? Where the money will come? So from now until 2020, what are the preparedness from the state government? So what need to be who will give the money to that? Sir, can you give some idea? Sir, let's go to the panel, so then we'll come to the Q&A session. Sir, can you give some enlightenment, sir? Where the money will come?
We don't require any money from government. It is self-financing. Okay? That's the beauty of smart city.
Okay.
Reason being, suppose I am availing a particular service, I pay for it. Suppose I am using the busiest road in Bhubaneswar city between 9 AM and 11 o'clock in the morning, I pay a toll. So the toll takes care of maintenance of roads. The toll takes care of many other things. So Internet of Things or Internet of Everything, as it's now being popularly called, is self-financing. It does not require investment from the city corporation or from the government. It is you and I who have to contribute to the smart city. It is you and I who have to make use of it. It is you and I who have to manage it.
So how vendors will get the money payback?
It's only a question of putting some upfront capital investment. And IoT is not capital intensive. It is not investment intensive. All these small applications, if we can integrate them, imagine if I'm in a position to install a smart meter, smart water meter or a smart energy meter or even an intelligent transportation system, it pays for itself. And the rate of return is so high that I don't have to wait for 25 years to get my capital investment back. It gets paid overnight. In fact, the ROI in IoT in some of the cities which has already been experimented is as high as 30%. It gets paid in about 3 years' time. So we don't have to depend on an external agency for funding. It is all self-financing, and it is something that we must immediately jump into the bandwagon.
So coming to the Vikram, so what is your think? What do you think? Like how you going to invest the money?
Yeah. 2 points. I echo to a great extent with Sir as what he has told. But the fact is there are certain services that really pay for themselves. We have seen it, one of the smart implementations that was done is in Barcelona city. City of Barcelona implemented smart parking solution. Their parking income has increased considerably, giving them a very high returns. They have gone to a smart lighting project to control the usage of power and energy.